Okay, so at this point, everyone and their grandmother knows about the GTA 6 mapping project, and on paper, Rockstar seems to be building something massive.
Stop it.
But what happens when a map becomes too big for its own good? Well, in today's video, we will dive a bit deeper into the map size itself, the mapping project, and how its sheer size might affect the enjoyment we get from exploring it.
What do you mean?
Now, before getting into the topic of this video, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe for a chance to win an RTX 7090 card once this channel reaches 10 million.
Do it.
Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you've been following the leaks as well as the community mapping projects, you probably have already seen that this map will be Rockstar's biggest to date. I mean, when we look at this latest version of the mapping project, we can easily see all the major landmarks that will be present in the game itself. But mind you, these are not all of the landmarks, and more will be added when Rockstar releases more information about the game. So, starting off, we can clearly see how dense and filled with immense detail the area of Vice City will be. Now, Vice City is obviously the star of the show, featured heavily in the promotional material and with a good reason. It's bloody perfect.
It was perfect.
And unlike in GTA 5, where downtown Los Santos kind of felt like a ghost town at times, Vice City looks to be designed to feel alive at all times, with tight streets, beachfronts, and neighborhoods that feel filled out, which after 13 years is the least that they can give us. But Vice City itself is only a tiny piece of the puzzle, as when we zoom out on Giannis's mapping project, you realize just how amazing and massive the entire thing is.
That's what she said.
Now, if we look at the keys, we can see the signature long, stringy chain of islands hanging off of the southern part of the map. At first glance, there seems to be some major potential here, as it will basically be a hotspot for cartel activity, with smuggling operations, boat races, and maybe even important story missions that require you to navigate around the keys and the surrounding areas using some stealth mechanics, which in my personal opinion would be really cool, especially if it was done in a unique way not seen before in other video games. Now, if we zoom out again and take a look at the land beyond Vice City and the keys, we can see the swampy Everglades, the industrial farmlands, Port Calhoun, and other small towns, as well as a plethora of highways and rivers cutting through the mainland. All of this sounds and looks extremely promising, and if you ask me, I'm extremely optimistic that this will be the best GTA map of all time. But what really concerns me is that we don't really know what Port Calhoun will really be. Is it a smaller second city? Is it an industrial town? Is it a ghost town? Or is it just a dump similar to the ones we got in GTA 5?
It's the biggest piece of dog.
Now yes, we have seen already that it will be a mashup of different cities like Tampa and Panama City. But even if it is, the larger area of land above it where supposedly Mount Calaga is located leaves me worried that the map might get the same treatment as GTA 5's and RDR 2's. Now, in the case of GTA 5, I understand that the complaints about GTA 4's map as well as California itself led to the inclusion of so many mountain ranges, but that's really not the issue with that map. The issue is that outside of a few story missions, areas like Paleto Bay, Sandy Shores, and Mount Chiliad served no real purpose. They were merely backdrops for scripted shootouts or chases that didn't really add any extra value to the exploration itself. Now, on the other hand, in RDR 2, New Austin faces a similar problem, offering the player a brief stint into its beautiful landscapes, then immediately trying to make you forget that it even exists.
Sorry.
And the funniest part to me is that they fully fleshed out the entirety of that side of the map. They literally had 1/3 of the map with both Armadillo and Tumbleweed and decided to not do anything with it. I mean, yeah, they did give us a few missions in Red Dead Online, but it just wasn't enough for someone who's obsessed with the western type feeling those areas gave off. So now, with GTA 6, Rockstar could potentially be facing the same issue, at least if they don't really flesh out the areas around the two major cities. Now, don't get me wrong, a big map doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but in the case of Rockstar, we already have had the same issue show up in the past two games. And yes, with all the criticism from the fans, we might actually see them improve on this particular issue.
Are you sure about that?
With the game less than 10 months away, we already know a lot more about it than about any previous Rockstar title, and in my personal opinion, that might be a dangerous thing, both for us and for Rockstar themselves. And by dangerous, I mean in the sense that Rockstar might build this massive, beautiful open world and then only give us a fraction of reasons to actually explore it. And at that point, it doesn't matter how many swamps, trailer parks, or gas stations you pack in there. If there's nothing meaningful to do there, it will become stale after a while. Now, going back to RDR 2, we can clearly see that Rockstar outdid themselves in terms of what was possible when it comes to NPC behavior, map diversity, and overall atmosphere. RDR 2, as we all know, is one of the best games to come out in the past 10 years. It's probably one of the greatest games to ever release, and it's definitely a masterpiece in terms of story. But as said in my previous videos, it feels like it has a lot of wasted potential in terms of how they use the map, both for story mode and its online component. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love New Austin and it's probably my favorite part of the map to just roam around in, but even I would have to be a little bit crazy to say that it's perfect as it is. Yes, its landscape is beautiful. The towns of Armadillo and Tumbleweed are really immersive and give off that true Western feeling that the original Red Dead Redemption had, but its inclusion honestly kind of feels pointless. And this right here brings up the question of, will GTA 6's map be too big for its own good? Will the size and sheer massiveness impact the one thing that Rockstar is the most famous for, and that is the tiny details, and will they end up sacrificing their signature style to compensate for the long wait between 5 and 6. And if you're someone like me who at the same time is both pessimistic and optimistic, I kind of feel like they will. I mean, there for sure will be areas around the maps that end up serving no real purpose. They will exist and we certainly will be able to visit them, but their impact will be minimal. Now, with the rumored budget of around 2 billion, it honestly would be an extreme shame for them not to have this particular map be the best possible version of itself. I mean, just remember how even a game like San Andreas from 2004 had you visit pretty much all the major landmarks at one point in time throughout its story. This same thing needs to be happening here. Otherwise, what's the point of having such a large open world if half of it only serves as a backdrop and nothing more?
He's got a point.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Rockstar in any way. I absolutely love their games and support what they do and how they do it, but history shows us that sometimes they do get carried away in their own ambitions. And I know that Rockstar can definitely pull this one off. I mean, they have the money, the tech, and the pure obsession with detail to make every square inch shine bright like a diamond. But as history shows us, they sometimes get carried away with scale or substance. For instance, with GTA 4, Liberty City was dense but small. It was packed with NPCs and had good atmosphere. While on the other hand, GTA 5 San Andreas was a lot bigger, but felt a lot emptier in comparison. And in RDR 2, we got an absolutely massive world with filler zones like New Austin dragging it down. Now, GTA 6 on the other hand looks like it's aiming to outdo all of them, but unless Rockstar has learned from their mistakes, they could end up repeating the same problem on an even bigger scale. I mean, remember, bigger isn't always better. At least if you believe that single mother of 2 on Tinder.
What?
Anyways, what do you guys think? Will Rockstar create a map that will be fully utilized this time around? Or will they repeat the same mistakes they did in GTA 5 and RDR 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and a big thank you to all the 1,390 people that ended up subscribing. You folks are the best. Once again, a big shout out to our first and returning member of the channel, Victor Vallejo. Thank you. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe for a chance to win an RTX 7090 card once this channel reaches 10 million. Stay silly, keep edging, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.